All right, thanks, guys. Happy Friday afternoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at tomorrow's games. That's Friday. All start times are Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to start with Oakland at the White Sox. 4:10 first pitch. Game one of a doubleheader. Oakland's $1.30. Total's 9 flat. The White Sox get the 1.5 at home. We got Sean Manaea for the A's. James Shields for the Sox. The A's won their last 4 straight. Chicago's just 5-10 in their Jimmy Shields starts themselves. And Oakland has gone just 4-11 to the over in their Manaea starts themselves. I'm leaning toward Oakland and the under 9 in that one. Next game, Arizona-Pittsburgh, 7:05, Steel City. The D-backs open $1.10 up to $1.25. Totals at 8 flat. The Pirates get the 1.5 at home. We got Corbin for Arizona. Nova for the Buccos. Pittsburgh's 8-1 in the second game without a day off. The D-backs are just 25% as the official road favorite. 3-0 to the over in these teams' head-to-head matchups with each other. All told, I like the Pirates and the over. Next game, Phillies-Nationals, 7:05 in the Capitol. The Nats open $1.50 down to $1.35. Totals at 9 flat. The Fightins get the 1.5. We got Zach Eflin for the Phils, Tanner Roark for the Nationals. Washington's dropped 5 of their last 7 and posts a record of just 5-9 in their Tanner Roark starts. Washington is also just 4-10 to the over in their games where Roark made the start as well. That in mind, I like the Phils catching plus money with the under 9 in this one. Next game, Seattle, Boston, 7:10 at the Green Monster. Let's just cue that up there. Boston opened $1.65 down to $1.55. Total was 9.5 down to 9 flat. We got Wade LeBlanc for the Mariners, Stephen Wright for the Bo Sox. Boston has dropped 4 of their last 5. Seattle's 80% in their games at the current market price. Mariners are also just 1-8 to the over in their games when LeBlanc made the start. All that in mind, I like Seattle and the under. All right, I'm going to slide in my next game. That is going to be Cubbies-Reds, Great American Small Park. Chicago was 140, now 145. Total's 9 flat. 57% is leaning toward Chicago. We got Quintana for the Cubs, Castillo for the Reds. Since he's just 3-14 versus teams giving up less than 4 runs per contest, the Cubs are 636 in their games as the official road favorite. 4 out of Chicago's 5 head-to-head matchups with Cincy all fell under the line. So all told, I'm going to lean toward Chicago and the under. Next game, Detroit-Cleveland, 7:10 start time. The Indians are the $2 favorites. Totals at 9.5. 69% is leaning toward the Wahoos. We got Mike Fiers for the Tigers. Shane Bieber for the Indians. Detroit's 9-4 in their games where Fiers makes a start. They've also won 5 of their last 7. Cleveland's just 3-8 to the over after a day off. I'm loving this moneyline equity on the dogs. Give me the Detroit Tigers catching the plus money and the under 9.5. Next game, Dodgers-Mets, 7:10 Flushing, Queens. The Dodgers were 140, now 150. Total was 7.5 up to 8 flat. 53% of the public is leaning toward the Dodgers. We got Alex Wood for Los Angeles, Zach Wheeler for New York. The Mets are just 4-13 at the current price and a measly 26% as the official home underdog. Mets games are also just 3-8 to the over in Flushing at the current posted total. All said and done, I like the Dodgers and the under. Next game, Yankees-Rays. Where's that? Did I miss it? Yankees-Rays. There it is. Yankees-Rays, 7:10 Florida. The Yanks are $1.60. Total opened 8.5 down to 8 flat. 62% is leaning toward the Yankees. We got CeCe for the Bombers, Stanek for the Rays. Tampa's just 1-5 versus the Yankees. New York's 11-3 at the current moneyline price. Sabathia starts are just 5-8 to the over this year. All told, I like the Yankees and the under. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Oakland-Chicago White Sox, Game 2 of that doubleheader. 7:10 first pitch. Or I'm sorry, 8:10 first pitch. Whenever that is, around there. It's either 7:10 or 8:10, and that's going to be at Guaranteed Rate Field. Oakland's $1.40, totals 9.5. The Sox get the 1.5, and we're looking at Bassett for the A's, Giolito for the White Sox. I really got nothing for you on the sides. Always tough to pick sides in the second of a doubleheader. I do like the fact that the pitchers are fresh and the hitters not so much. I also like the fact that the Sox are just 4-10 to the over in Lucas Giolito starts. So all that in mind, I'll take the under 9.5 in this one. Next game. Baltimore, Atlanta, 7:35 Georgia. The Braves were 190, now 195. Total was 9, down to 8.5. 67% is leaning toward Atlanta. And at the moment, we got Alex Cobb for the O's, Sean Newcomb for the Braves. Atlanta's 3-0 in games at the current price. Baltimore's just 2-10 in Alex Cobb starts. First meeting between these two teams, so I don't have a real good beat on a total. All told, though, I do like the Braves on the run line in this one. Next game, KC, Houston, 8-10 Minute Maid. The Astros opened as the $2.95 favorites and has since moved up to the $3.20 favorites on the money line. Totals at 8.5 runs. 57% are still leaning toward Houston. We got Danny Duffy for KC, Dallas Keuchel for the Stros. Keuchel starts went 9-6 to the over. Duffy starts went 10-5 to the over as well. We're also looking at 3-0 to the over in these three head-to-head matchups between these teams. Not enough juice, not enough equity on the money line, even the run line. But all said and done, I do like the over 8.5 in this one. Next game, St. Louis, Milwaukee, 810 Miller Park. The Brewers were $1.20 down to $1.10. Total open 9 down to 8.5. Currently 56% is leaning toward the Cardinals. And at the moment we got Flaherty for the Cards, Junior Guerra for the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's dropped 3 of their last 4 and find themselves posting a record of just 6-7 in their games, where Junior Guerra makes the start. 7 out of 9 Flaherty starts on the other side all stayed under the line. So all told, I'm going to take the Cards and the under 8.5 in this one. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Texas, Minnesota, 810 Target. And the Twins were 150 down to 130. Totals at 9 flat. 63% is leaning toward the Rangers. And at the moment, we got Mike Minor for Texas, Fernando Romeo for Minnesota. Minnesota's won 4 out of their last 5. 4 of those wins coming at the expense of Boston and Cleveland, respectively. Meanwhile, on the other side, Texas won just 3 of 9 after a day off. I got nothing for you on a total. All that in mind, though, I do like the Rangers catching the plus money in this matchup here. Next game, Miami, Colorado, 840 Mile High City. The Rockies were 185 up to 205. Total opened 11 up to 11.5. 53% are still leaning toward the Rockies. And at the moment, we got Chen for the Fish, Gray for the Rockies. Colorado's just 13-20 at Coors Field, 6-9 when Gray starts. All 3 head-to-head matchups between these two squads fell under the line. All said and done, give me the Fish and the plus money with the under 11.5. Next game, Toronto Angels, 10:07 Anaheim. The Angels were 140 down to 130. Total open 9 down to 8.5. Currently 75% is leaning toward the Blue Jays. And at the moment we got Estrada for the Jays, Lamb for the Angels. The Angels are 620 in their games at the current price. Toronto's won just 36% of their games as the dog. All 3 head-to-head matchups between these two squads fell under the line. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the Angels and the under 8.5. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be Padres-Giants, 10:15 Bay Area. The Giants were $1.45 down to $1.35. Total open 8 down to 7.5. We got Richard for the Pods, Stratton for the Giants. The Giants are 11-4 when Stratton starts. The Pods have lost 5 out of their last 6. San Fran's gone 10-4 to the over versus teams averaging less than 4 runs per game, oddly enough. All said and done, I like the Giants and the over. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I just have to remind you to check out my daily best play at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're hurting yourself each and every day you're not subscribed. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And please don't forget to check out my daily best play at patreon.com/BrockPage.